Hey there. Welcome to Correctify. Let's talk about something that happens to all of us at some point, getting interrupted while speaking. It's one of those moments that can leave you feeling frustrated, disrespected, or just plain invisible. Picture this. You're sharing your thoughts in a group discussion, explaining an idea in a meeting, or even recounting a story to a friend. You're mid-sentence, building your point, when someone cuts in and takes over the conversation. It stings, doesn't it? It's like your words didn't matter enough to wait for. But here's the thing. Being interrupted doesn't mean your voice is unimportant. Most of the time, interruptions aren't personal, they're about the interrupter. Maybe they're excited, impatient, or simply unaware of how it feels to be cut off. While that doesn't excuse the behavior, understanding it can help you respond with confidence instead of frustration. Let me share a story with you. There was a guy named Samir who worked as a marketing lead in his company. He was full of creative ideas but always felt overshadowed during team meetings. Whenever he started sharing his thoughts, someone would jump in, cutting him off before he could finish. At first, he let it slide, thinking he just needed to speak faster or louder. But deep down, it bothered him. He felt his contributions weren't being respected. One day, during a particularly intense meeting, Samir decided to try something different. When he was interrupted, he calmly smiled, held up his hands slightly, and said, "I'm almost done with my thought. I'd love to hear your input right after." To his surprise, the interrupter paused, and the room quieted down. Samir finished his point without further interruptions. That moment shifted how Samir approached such situations. He realized that staying calm and setting clear boundaries could be powerful without being confrontational. When interruptions happen, your response can make all the difference. It's about staying steady and reclaiming your voice in a way that feels natural. Instead of reacting emotionally or staying silent, you can gently steer the conversation back to yourself. For instance, when someone cuts you off, simply say, "I'd like to finish my thought, and then I'm happy to hear what you think." There's no need to raise your voice or get defensive. Your tone should reflect confidence, not conflict. And sometimes, it's as simple as making eye contact and continuing where you left off, as if the interruption didn't happen. Your calm energy can subtly remind the other person to wait their turn. Now, let's talk about those repeat interrupters, the ones who seem to have made it a habit. Dealing with them can be tricky, but it's not impossible. You don't have to confront them in the moment if it feels uncomfortable. Instead, have a private conversation later. Let them know how their interruptions make you feel. Something like, "I noticed you often jump in while I'm speaking. It makes it hard for me to express my ideas fully. Can we work on that?" Most people don't even realize they're doing it, and a gentle nudge can bring positive change. Of course, not every interruption needs to be addressed. Sometimes people interrupt because they're genuinely excited or trying to contribute. In those moments, you can choose to let it go, especially if it doesn't derail your message. But here's what you should never forget: your voice matters. Your thoughts and ideas are valuable whether or not everyone in the room acknowledges them. Even when the recognition isn't immediate, the act of expressing yourself has its own power. So, the next time someone interrupts you, take a deep breath. Stay calm. And remember, you have every right to be heard. Let's make a pact right here. No more letting interruptions silence you. Now, I want to hear your story. Have you ever been interrupted while speaking? How did you handle it? Share your experiences in the comments. I read each one. And before you go, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who might find it helpful, and subscribe to Correctify for more insights on handling life's challenges with grace and confidence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.